Hello, welcome to Drinks with Ron. I'm Ron, and it is once again Bachelor Night here at the house. Me and the boys, Ted Jansen, Mr. Pants, friends of the show, we're hanging out. Eating the tomatoes we grew and whatnot. Yeah, like I said, Bachelor Night, just the boys, it's getting crazy. Believe what we're gonna do? BLTs and beer with orange in it. Oh, yeah, I know, right? I'll try to downshift a little bit. I got work in the morning. So this is the extent of wild and crazy that it gets around here. But actually, my brother, I think, is at the bar right now. And my initial plan was to go meet him at the bar. But I got home after work and it was one of those instant type deals where I was just done. I could probably make myself go get in the party scene and maybe it would happen. But I learned a long time ago, don't push your body if it don't want to go. But I've got some time while the bacon's cooking and the cocktail swing is on the platter. So let me grab a different beer. This is the Rhubarb off the Triumvirate of Taps here at Third Generation Brewing. Years and years ago, you know when this might not be a thing that applies to you, but I was the younger brother, fifth of 6 kids. So, there kind of becomes this whole transition period. The whole earning your stripes and whatnot. When eventually, you take that first family trip and it's like, wow, do you want a beer? Like, yes, I do. God damn it, let's have a beer. And so it was kind of this whole process. And then it was like, well, he's old enough. Do you invite him to the party? Like, what? So I was informed not by an older sibling, but my cousins who are right in my same age group. There was this epic party going on out in the woods. It was called Forrest Fest. And if you were lucky enough to know what I'm talking about, I probably don't need to tell you a whole lot more. But since that is statistically very improbable, I'll explain it to you. See, what it was is you would go wind up through these hills outside of Boscobel. I'm assuming we got in the vicinity of Steuben. Felt a little Steuben-y. But you'd wind up to these back roads and then you'd come to a field. Then you'd drive through this field and you'd get all the way to the end. There'd be a gate that went into the woods and you would park and walk down this dark path in the woods. And as you went further, you would start to hear music because they had generators with a DJ playing music. There was beers on tap. There was a trailer that was running off a generator, the crock pots full of food. You'd pitch a tent. You just stayed all weekend. You ate, you drank, you got hammered. It was reasonably cheap. Anyway, I got invited and I talked one of my buddies, Joe. We'll give him the assumed name Joe. I'm like, Joe, this party's gonna be epic. You gotta go with me. So he agrees. We take his car, but I'm gonna drive since I'm theoretically more familiar with these roads that I wasn't at all. But I wasn't feeling the greatest. So we're winding through these roads, up these hills, and we got to a stop sign. I remember stopping the car, I threw it in park, opened the door, threw up. That should be your sign right there. Turn around, go home. No, not 17-year-old Ron. Fuck no. He ain't missing no party. So, Joe and I forge on. We find these roads, we get to the field, we drive through, there's little signs nailed up, Forest Fest. We get there, it's everything it's billed to be, man. Big towers of speakers, they've got like a DJ booth raised up off the ground, totally hammered guy back there with compact discs. It was highfalutin at the time. Like I said, the food, I think that might be one of the first times that I was offered weed. That was great. Still not sure if that was some random guy doing that, or if somebody was like, hey, let's throw the test at him. You go see if he'll take it. No, I was cool with that. So no, we're good, bud. But I just remember this totally baked guy with a beard and no eyes, and he's like, yeah, it's organic, so don't panic, right, man? I'm like, sure, buddy. I'm sure this is organic too. There's plants and shit in there, but cheers. You do you. So, as I said, things are unfolding well. I've got a warm sense of well-being. My stomach is full of cocktail weenies and similar things in crock pots. It was fantastic. Headbanging to the music. I remember the DJ went down. When I say went down, I mean we walked up there and he's on the floor of the booth like this. Ow. As all you can hear is the generator and the hum of the speakers with the juice going through them, but nothing being played. So my cousin's like, "You're a DJ?" I'm like, "Sure, theoretically." It's like, "All right, you're taking over." I'm like, sweet, here I am about to take over the fucking party mix. This is great. This guy's got a pro setup. Like, I'm pumped. We get up there and like a fucking Undertaker, this guy sits up from the dead. And he's like, "Oh, nobody's touching my shit." To his credit, he climbed back up onto the saddle and he continued to DJ. And it was shortly thereafter that I got real sick. Off in the woods throwing up, which at this point was mostly beer coming back, mostly beer. So I vacated to the tent. Where I proceeded to climb out the tent door, stick my head out multiple times, and throw up. And from there, I spent all Saturday sick in a tent, throwing up. So this was fantastic. So my buddy Joe is now kind of like de facto with my brother and that whole clan. So this poor kid, he's probably like 16. He's with a party crew that still to this day can kick my ass partying. So they're at the bar now. And I was just like, I don't have it in me to go try and keep up with them because I can't. So it's, fuck. So yeah, Joe's and I remember fucking the Bay City Rollers Saturday night. Saturday night. Yeah, because it was Saturday, and this fucker must have played that 100 times. So my whole recollection of this event is hurling with all of the internal force I could muster, like projectile vomiting, as the Bay City Rollers are clapping Saturday Night repeatedly in the background. It's like the soundtrack to my fucking stomach ills. And at one point, I got so hungry, I actually had a dream that we went into town and I got Dairy Queen ice cream and applesauce. And it felt great in my stomach, the way it sat, it soothed everything, I was feeling awesome. And then I woke up to the Bay City Rollers playing Saturday Night, and I realized that it was in fact a dream, and that I had to once again throw up. So a good day and a half of that. Finally on Sunday, as soon as I was able to muster strength, I grabbed my shit, "Joe, let's go. So we went into town, and I went to Dick's, it was Dick's, and I bought a jar of applesauce and literally tipped it up like a fucking glass and was just standing in the parking lot outside of Dick's, just pouring sauced apple down my gullet. It was and then I did go to Dairy Queen and get that soothing ice cream. So I don't know, more of a premonition, I guess. I fulfilled the prophecy. I made it happen. But yeah, it's an epic time. I'm sure if I send this to Joe, he will very vividly remember that this is a sequence of events that happened. So yeah, I did, as I say, learned my lesson though. I'm not gonna push it when I don't feel good. What I am gonna do is eat a nice homegrown tomato and make some BLTs with my dog. So, for Drinks with Ron, Ted Jansen and Mr. Pants, I'm Ron, signing off.